Um, Good morning, students. Welcome to the University of Sussex seminar. We have Kevin McDonald, we have Zhao Zhang, and we have Laura, Simon, and Helen who will be presenting us. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat box and we will answer them at the end of the session. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us today at this University of Sussex Business School seminar. So the idea of today is to try and give you all the information you need if you're considering studying at Sussex for September 2024. Just to let you know, if you are considering coming to study with us in September, it's not too late. We are still considering applications for all our postgraduate courses until the 1st of August. So you do still have time. And yeah, we're going to give you all the information you need about what it's like to study at Sussex and what our city of Brighton is like, and yeah, all the information you need. So we've got a lot of people on the call here today that can help you and give you all the information you need. My name is Kevin. I work at the international office here at Sussex, and basically my job is to try and assist any students who are thinking about coming to study at Sussex with any questions they might have, the application process, accommodation, CAS issues, everything like that. I'm joined from the international office by my colleague, Simon. Simon, would you just like to say hello?
Hi guys, yeah, I'm Simon. I work in the international admin team with Kevin as well, and yeah, I'm a former master's graduate. I did my master's in international relations, and yeah, I'm excited to yeah, tell you a little bit more about the university in a little bit.
Okay, thank you, Simon. And we're very lucky to be joined as well today by one of our academics from Sussex Business School, who's going to present in detail about the business school and all the courses. So Xiao Zhang, would you like to say hello, please?
Yeah, of course. Hello, everybody. It's actually a great opportunity, such as for me to join the sessions, and then hopefully the business school actually is topics such as will be interesting to everybody.
Thank you, Xiaoshang. And also we have two of our lovely student ambassadors, international student ambassadors here today who are studying postgraduate courses at Sussex Business School, and they're going to be able to tell you about their experiences as well. So Helen and Laura, perhaps you could just tell us what you're studying and where you're from. Let's start with Helen, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Helen and I'm from India and I'm currently doing my master's in international business and development. Over to you, Laura.
Helen?
Hello, so I'm Laura, I'm from Spain and I'm doing my master's on sustainable finance.
Okay, thank you very much. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to have about 20 minutes where Xiao Zhang is going to tell you everything about the business school in depth. Then Simon and I will also go through the logistics. So what you need to do if you want to apply, information about tuition fees, scholarships, accommodation, all of that. And then we'll have time at the end for you to have a chat with Laura and Helen and discuss what student life is like at Sussex. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. We'll try and make time for questions at the end of both presentations. But yeah, please do drop them in the chat as we go along as well. So yeah, over to you, Xiaozhang.
Sure. So allow me actually to share the screen now, and we will start from there. Okay, so just double check everybody actually is okay with the shared screen. Can see. Cool.
Yes, we can see.
Right. Okay. So let me actually reintroduce myself again. My name is Dr. Xiaoshan Zhang. I'm the Director of Recruitment and Admissions for the business school. And academically, actually, I'm the reader equivalent to the professorship in some of the regions in finance and corporate governance areas. So today we're going to actually highlight why actually you need to join Sussex University and particularly the business school. And then hopefully some of the sharing sessions will be helpful for you to make your decisions. And then as a relatively young business school, and of course, actually the foundation is quite strong. And we actually pioneer the interdisciplinary approach and help actually our curriculums and programs can be able to deliver what actually the future leaders need in terms of the skills. And then this kind of approach can really actually shape your understanding about the global issues and global challenges faced by the society. And that is also the future job market actually require this kind of talent to be able to manage different disciplines in the management areas and business areas. And your leadership and your skill sets will help actually make a real impact on societies and also other peoples. So as a very distinct business school, and we have very strong understanding about innovation because we believe innovation actually can solve the real problems and then the current actually challenges faced by the globe in terms of the climate change, in terms of the pollution, in terms of poverty. All these challenges need an innovative approach to actually provide solutions. And this innovative approach in terms of the business school programs, that means actually you possibly need to actually innovate your current business model, your current business structure, your current actually leadership styles, and then also you need to be able to actually engage with the politicians and then make an impact on their political action making process to be able to promote innovations. So as a very actually high quality business school, we actually is currently accredited by EQUAS, and that actually is the highest standard in terms of the teaching and research qualities according to a European standard. And we also actually is accredited a member of EMBA. And if you want to join our MBA programs, that is actually a very high standards in terms of teaching and learnings and research. So the other rankings I would like to actually highlight is actually in terms of research income. Why actually is important? Because, well, beyond the other rankings, you are joining a business school with capabilities to provide innovation solutions, and these need a strong research foundations. And that's why, and how we can generate research, we also need incomes and we also need the funding support. And then we need to be able to just convince a lot of think tanks, a lot of companies to be able to just have confidence to join me and join the business school and then put down the huge investment to promote the research centers. So as a business school as a whole in the UK, the business school actually attracts the top research incomes across different years and consistently ranked as #1 in the UK. So that actually outbid a lot of big names, possibly actually in the market, for example, Cambridge, Oxford, or Warwick. And in terms of business school competitions, actually, we are #1 in terms of attracting the research incomes. And here, I also actually would like to highlight, we are also as a whole universities ranked as #1 by the QS World University Rankings in terms of the development studies. And the development studies area, it's not a subject. And then the business school actually is a very important part of these areas because actually you will realize a lot of our programs is very related to the sustainable development areas. For example, the sustainable finance and accountings and international business and development, such and such. And then the other rankings in terms of the detailed subjects, in terms of economics and business, we actually ranked #11 and top 15s according to different league tables. And then put these rankings into the context here and perspective, you can actually understand why actually we are so proud of our business school. And then these are the research incomes. Possibly actually this is your first time to see these details. And then you can see the University of Sussex in terms of the millions pounds that generated in our research centers from 2019 and all the way to 2022. And I can actually update that. And then still actually is on top of the league tables here. And then we are competing with all those big names. And you can see actually our performance in terms of attracting the research incomes actually outbid a lot of those big names, possibly actually in your mind. And then according to different subject rankings, here actually is we focus on the economics and business I already actually mentioned at the beginning. And then put these into the context in the UK competition ground, you can see the University of Sussex were ranked as number 7 according to the Shanghai rankings. If you're actually coming from Asia, and then you put actually focus on that rankings, and that is actually more focused on the academic and learnings and research qualities. And then we actually outbid LBS, Queen Mary, for example, or even actually King's College London, which actually is the college I graduated from as a PhD student. And according to the US News rankings here, the economics and business subject rankings and University of Sussex Business School actually outperform, for example, Leeds and Birmingham and Edinburgh. So that's why actually I would like to share these insights, and then hopefully can help you actually understand in a comprehensive way why you should actually choose Sussex Universities and Business School here. And then global reputations actually is consistent throughout different areas. For example, the sustainability is a very important issue, and as a whole university, such is ranked as top 10 in the world. And that actually is not just a ranking. That means all you can get from these universities and business school is such as the future-proofing skills, so you can actually fit yourself comfortably into this kind of sustainable development transitions actually is happening across the world. And then MBA top 50, and then supply chain. If you want to actually join these kind of specialized areas, we also actually is very highly ranked in the world. So this is the world rankings. And then I'm not sure whether you can see at this corner because I can see some kind of screen actually is brought here. And then in terms of the marketings, this is the world ranking. Again, we're actually top 90. Now, in terms of the research centers, when you join us, particularly as a master students, you have a lot of opportunities to interact with our top researchers and professors, particularly actually is around those kind of activities happening in different research centers. So here actually I list all those important and influential research centers, all based in our business school. For example, the Science Policy Research Unit and Digital Futures, and all these actual research sounds like, okay, they are there, but what you can get is, for example, the science research, science policy research unit. What you can get is the skill sets you need to be able actually to draft evidence-based research policy documents. So that actually can help you to engage with this kind of politicians' debate and how they can actually design their innovation policies to support the business innovations, for example. And then digital futures is where a lot of marketing, a lot of business, and a lot of actually human resource areas, they are actually under the big digitalization transformation process. And these digital futures actually provide a lot of these kind of future edge cuttings, insights, and help you to understand what actually is required and what actually you can get out of your training and interactions. And then finally, the Bennett Institute for Innovations actually is a very new research centers, and then partners with a very influential foundations called Pete Bennett, and they are very influential in Southeast Asia areas, including Hong Kong, Singapore. And then they select very carefully 3 strategic partners in the UK, and the Sussex University Business School actually is one of them. The other 2 actually is Cambridge and Oxford. And then these research videos, actually, unfortunately today, I don't think actually I can share this with you, but actually if you join us, you definitely can see these videos again, because that really actually highlight our strongest point and how these research centers work together and deliver these sustainable skill sets actually during the research and during the teachings and during the learnings and during your dissertations, and then how you can benefit from our interactions with our top researchers and professors in the area. And then the research, these videos just highlight the climate change and energy challenges and how to actually make the energy green, and also how to actually rely on the artificial intelligence and big data sets, and then apply these new technologies in your new business models. For example, if you want to actually become HR leaders, you also need to actually understand how the AIs can be used during the interview sessions, for example. And all these actually is built into our research centers, and then also actually all our teachings is rely on our research-informed approach. And then beside those research centers, we have a lot of opportunities to interact with the speakers from different universities. For example, LSEs, UCLs, we have regular guest lecture speakers actually joining us. And these are just actually recent example. You can see actually it's happening very frequently. So you can have a lot of opportunities to interact with those leaders in different fields. And then in terms of the industry speakers, we also have, this is example MBA programs, and we have other similar guest lecture speakers from industries. And then you can just have, again, the opportunities to do networkings and then to see what kind of job market actually look like and what kind of actually industries they are actually interested. And then all the programs have been accredited by different professional bodies. And so don't forget, our whole business school actually is accredited by EQUALS and AMBER. So that is the whole business school teaching and learning quality assurance. And then different programs also get a lot of professional bodies recognitions. For example, the accounting and finance, you get the ACCA accredited programs recognitions. And marketing, you get actually recognitions from the Chartered Institute of Marketing and so on and so forth. And then some of these joint programs, for example, the marketing and psychology combined, and that program is also actually being credited by British psychology societies, for example. And then if you join us, and this Jubilee building will be your main hub for learnings and interactions with our lecturers, professors, and also your peers. So it's very actually modern learning environment. And then in these buildings, you will have a lot of like big lecture theaters shown on the left screens. And then you also have the small seminar rooms that have more intensive interactions with our tutors and your peers. And then if you prefer some independent learning space, we also have this kind of very actually quiet and a private learning space across different corners in the business school here. And then showing on the left-hand side is our Bloomberg trading room. So if you join us, you will have these industry-leading platforms used actually by investment banking sectors. And then actually you will have these kind of skill sets to know how to actually navigate these very actually different trading platforms, and then how to actually use the lifetime data to form your investment decisions, for example. And then on the left-hand screen, this is our computer lab, because right now we have a huge data set for example, the consumer side, for the marketing side, from the stock market side, and how you can actually capitalize these kind of rich big data sets and then rely on the machine learning techniques and then actually draw out a very crucial conclusions based on this kind of computing science areas. And that actually is the lab also actually is located in our ground floors in Jubilee buildings. And then our teachings, all our professors, lecturers, actually, they are highly qualified. So in the classrooms, you possibly actually will find, besides these kind of core textbook recommended to you for readings, you will have a lot of actually chance to read the professors and lecturers and researchers' own work generated within the business school. So I won't be surprised that you can see also the authors is one of the lecturers, and then co-authors with those big names in the academic world coming from the globe. And then I'm sure some of you possibly recognize this is actually the first citizens recognized by, I think, by Saudi government, and then issue the IDs for the first robotic humans called Sophia. And then we invite Sophia actually into this is the big lecture theaters to join the debate. What actually should be provided to the future students, and then enable them to be able to actually have the capabilities to work together with this AI human in the future. And that is a very interesting and important event that just happened in the business school. And this kind of event actually we have more and more actually in the future. And then actually during the sessions, I ask the questions. Do you think actually the AI can solve the, for example, medication challenges to actually to cure the cancer? And then the answer actually is yes, but just need some time. And then during the learning journeys, we understand you might face a lot of challenges. So beyond the academic support, you will have a lot of interactions from your own personal student academic success advisor. So that is one-on-one, and you can just make appointment at any of your convenient times, and then your personal, we call SASA, student academic success advisors, will help you actually to navigate through different challenges you faced during your learnings, during your journeys with us. These including a lot of like critical thinkings and readings, and how to do the note makings, and how to do the presentation sessions, and so on and so forth. And academic writings will be very different, how you actually can read those journal articles and then cite properly to support your own arguments. And then finally, it's very important to understand the feedback you get from your tutors, from your supervisors, and then feed forward, not just feed backwards, feed forwards for your futures and how you can improve yourself. And then these picture shows a lot of opportunities actually you will get to actually join some kind of short 1, 2, or 3 weeks international trip, and then to understand in Europe, in other parts of the world, how the students actually learn and how the company actually run. And then this opportunity is not actually constrained into one particular programs, and this opportunity actually spread across to different programs. And then career improbabilities are always the key actually is when we design our programs, and we also actually make sure you can reach out and then to identify the right opportunities. And before that, we can also help you to identify the skill set gap you might have during your CV reviewing sessions with us. So all this support actually is available. You just need to be very actually proactive to reach out to the right team here. And then finally, I think actually is these are the recent placement company lists. Our students from the business school actually successfully actually secure when they actually join us during the learning programs here. For example, Amazon, some kind of big names, and BTs, and Panasonic, and Ministry of Justice, and Disney companies, and also some very small companies. So these such as collection shows the opportunities are there, but you just need to be ready. And then how you can be ready? Well, our high quality teaching programs can help you, and our high actually qualified researchers and professors can also help you. Our guest lecturers, our industry speakers can help you, and also our academic support systems and career support systems can help you. And then I use one of the examples here actually to showcase, well, I use the Chinese alumni examples. They are not just Chinese here, but actually it's because Chinese face additional challenges to actually get a job in the UK because of the language barriers and visa issues. So here, for example, I would like to highlight Si Yu Ni, actually is graduate from MSc Marketing Consumer Psychology 2023, so very recent. And then she successfully secured a job in the UK. So that means, well, the opportunity is there. You just need to be actually fully prepared, and we are here to help you actually to become fully prepared. I think actually that is everything from my side. If actually is any questions, I'm happy actually to answer. Now we'll stop sharing the screen now.
Thank you very much, Xiaozhang. That's really useful to highlight not only the strengths of the research at the school and the teaching experience, but also the practical elements and how well the business school prepares our students for life after graduation as well. Yeah, so just looking at questions in the chat, I see we have some about scholarships and things like that, but we will be covering that in our next presentation. If there's anybody who has questions for Xiaozhang that are more specific to the business school or the courses, would anybody like to ask a question either in the chat, or feel free to unmute yourself and speak up? Okay, right. Doesn't seem like there's any specific question, Xiaozhang, for the business school and the portfolio of courses. So, but of course, we will ensure that if the students do have any questions after the chat, that they can direct them to you or through Simon and I as well. So, yeah, thank you very much, Xiaozhang. Thanks you for joining us and giving us that perspective for the business school.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I will leave the floor for you guys, and then hopefully actually see everybody and as many as possible actually in the coming September.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you, Xiaozhang. Bye-bye. Okay, so now we're going to move on to more the logistics of applying to Sussex. So if you are thinking about Sussex, of course, there's lots of things to consider. So let's start. Just to give you an introduction to Sussex as a whole. Simon, if you could just click through the list. Sorry, the schools. No, okay. So just to say that, yeah, we, as well as the business school, we're a very large university of about 18,000 students, and we have 11 different faculties. And we do work in an interdisciplinary way. So there is sometimes some crossover between some of your courses on the business school and some other courses as well. So for example, there's a course in kind of corporate psychology as well, which would be a nice mixture of a business school and psychology schools. So that's just to give you a general perspective on what it's like. If we go to the next slide, we can discuss entry requirements. Now, I know you're all from different countries here on the call and watching us on YouTube. So I can't tell you what your entry requirement will be for every single country, but generally we're looking for the equivalent of what we call a 2-2 degree in the UK, or a lower second class honours. So that's the kind of the academic requirement that we're looking for. If you're applying for our MBA course, as well as the academic requirement, the degree, we would also need work experience, so 5 years relevant full-time work experience after graduation. And for all our applications, we will need, of course, a personal statement, and we'll need a reference, or in fact 2 references to support your application. So for most of our applications, we don't actually interview, but for the MBA, we certainly would. And you can find our entry requirements for your country on our website, so we can explain in depth exactly what's needed. So next slide, please, Simon. As well as the academic entry requirements, you may also need an English language qualification. Again, you can find out more details about exactly what we need for each course. But in general, we are looking for, if you're taking IELTS, about 6 overall, to include a minimum of 5.5 in each component. It's not just IELTS that we accept. I've just listed some of the others that we would accept, like Cambridge English, Pearson. We also accept TOEFL. So generally, in terms of the entry requirements, it's going to be your academic, your degree, personal statement, reference, and English language qualification. If you don't yet have all these qualifications, that's fine. You can apply. And if you're expecting to obtain these qualifications at a later date, that's okay. Because as long as you can obtain your qualifications before you start your course at Sussex, that would be okay. Okay, next slide, please, Simon. Okay, so tuition fees, if you're studying at the University of Sussex Business School, there are different pricing for different courses, but generally our courses range between £21,500 to £25,000 per year, and that's for the 2024 academic year. The MBA is slightly more expensive, that's at £26,000 per year. But yeah, so within a price range of 21,500 to roughly 26,000, depending on the course you're applying to. We have a lot of different scholarships available. I know somebody asked in the chat about that. We have country scholarships available for students from Nigeria, from Pakistan, from Turkey, from Vietnam, and they are worth £4,000 each. So this would be applied as an automatic discount on your tuition fees. We also have the Chancellor's International Scholarship, which is a merit-based scholarship. So this is academic based on high grades, and this would be worth up to £5,000 as a tuition fee discount. And for all our international master's students, there is an automatic discount of £2,000. So regardless of your grades or what country you're from, if you're applying as an international student to one of our business school courses, you would have an automatic £2,000 discount. So there are a range of scholarships available. I don't have time to kind of talk through each and every one of them. There are also external scholarships like Chevening scholarships that, you know, are very generous in amount, but are administered by by another organization. But if you click on our fees and scholarships pages within our website, you can get full information about that. And of course, you can also talk to me or your contact at SIUK for more information about scholarships. Okay, and in terms of living expenses, very difficult to sort of give a definite figure because, of course, every student's needs are very different in terms of how they live and what they need. But we would recommend a budget of about at least maybe £12,000 per year to cover your accommodation costs, travel, and general living expenses. So as well as the tuition fees, you do have to factor in your living expenses. These are considered a separate charge to your tuition fees. Accommodation is not included, unfortunately. But yeah, so if you would budget about £12,000 per year, that's an ideal budget if you're considering a year of study at Sussex. Okay. Next, please, Simon. So I think that's over to you now, Simon, as well. So Simon's going to tell you a little bit more about our location, Brighton, and everything to do with student life.
Thank you, Kevin. Don't think I can go back now. Yeah, hi guys. Just gonna go over the basics about where we are and what sort of life is like at University of Sussex. So as you can see by that orange dot there on the map, we're located on the southeast coast of England, just below London, which is about a sort of hour and a half drive or just about an hour on the train. Quite well situated, right next to the coast, but we also have lots of countryside to the north, but I'll go into a little bit more about that in a little bit. This video should hopefully show you a bit of our campus if it wants to load. There we go. Okay, so yeah, nice little aerial view of the campus there. Gives you a little idea as to what it looks like. We are a campus-based university, and you can see there we've grown since the university started in the 60s quite a lot. You can see the American Express Stadium over there in the left corner, which regularly hosts Premier League football games for our hometown Brighton and Hove Albion, their team. In the sort of, it's quite hard to see on this, but you can see the roof of the meeting house there as well, which is a sort of central hub on campus, a multi-faith building which also hosts many events. And yeah, I'll move on quickly because I'm aware we don't have too much time. There's some quick transportation info for you. So cycling is very popular in Brighton, quite a green city. Residents typically quite concerned with taking cars off the road, so there are cycle lanes most places, and it's a pretty safe and cheap option to take. The train is also very popular. Luckily, we have a train station on campus, which is really handy, and it takes about 10 minutes or so to get into the city centre. And we're also, like I said, close to London, so if you wanted to visit for the day, it only takes just about an hour and a half on the train. So a little bit about Brighton. So yeah, this will be the constant backdrop to your academic journey at the University of Sussex. Nestled on the south coast of England, Brighton blends quite a unique, it blends so many different things and creates quite a unique experience for our students. As you embark on your path for your degree, you'll find yourself surrounded by a diverse and inclusive community found within not only the city population, but the 30,000 people, or students rather, that are introduced to the city population every year. There are 3 core areas to Brighton. There's the beach, the city, and the surrounding countryside. So whether you're looking to explore the vibrant city life, immerse yourself in the cultural and artistic scenes, or finding solace in the natural sort of wonders of the South Downs, you should be well covered here. One of the jewels in Brighton's crown is its iconic beach. So whether you're looking to relax and unwind or engage in water sports, the beach is a great place for students seeking a break from their studies, particularly in the summer as the weather starts to improve. The famous Brighton Palace Pier offers a classic seaside experience as well. And we also have a great beachside multi-use sports venue. I'll go to the next slide. So a few more pictures of Brighton here. So Brighton is a city of around 270,000 people. And it's a city of inclusiveness, celebration of differences, and happiness. The heart of the city itself is a unique blend of history and modernity, and has been a fashionable area to live in England since the royal family started making nice holiday homes here in the 1800s. The North Lane area in particular is a home to an eclectic mix of independent boutiques, vintage shops, and artisanal cafes. And it's the perfect place for students seeking more of a bohemian lifestyle. If you're into the arts and history, you'll be well covered here. We have two big theatres, multi-use arena style venue, and there are also loads of smaller venues for theatre, live music, and performance. Every year, just next to campus, there's also a big festival called Boundary, which I think that's in the bottom left there, but that attracts thousands of people from all over the country. And if you venture a bit further, you'll also find yourself surrounded by the breathtaking South Downs countryside. We are the only UK university situated in a British national park. So what is university life like at Sussex? So in this section, we'll quickly go over our facilities, societies, and how we encourage your personal development. As a campus university, we offer a lot of facilities for you. So we have a 24-hour library. We've got a brand new student centre. So here we've created a space specifically to address your concerns and worries, and a dedicated welcome desk where there's a team always there to help you with whatever it may be while you're at university. International student support. So we know that moving to a new country can be daunting, which is why our university is proud to offer a comprehensive international student support network. At the heart of this network is the International Advice Team, who are dedicated to providing confidential guidance on visas and immigration matters. So whether you're navigating the intricacies of obtaining or updating your visa, the team is there for you. Careers, and employability centre as well. I'll go into that briefly a little bit later. We also have a co-op supermarket, so all of your food essentials can be taken care of on campus. We have a post office, a health centre, a pharmacy, a dentist, and a students' union building, which always makes sure that there's something interesting happening on campus. I'll move on to accommodation. So a few points to highlight here about our on-campus accommodation. First choice advantage. So if you secure your spot, you can secure your spot in university managed accommodation by making us your first choice, and you can enjoy the peace of mind that comes with guaranteed on-campus housing. You can also choose from a diverse range of accommodation options. As it says there, we have over 5,000 rooms on campus. There are ensuite and shared bathroom options available, so you can tailor your living experience with what you feel you're comfortable with. But please don't feel you need to go for an ensuite, or it's not. You can save a lot of money by choosing to share bathrooms if you'd like. All of our accommodation are self-catered, so you can embrace the independence of cooking your own meals, which is an essential skill. And there are 8 on-campus options, and each residence offers a unique sort of aesthetic and sort of community. However, if city living is your preference, you can explore off-campus options managed by the university in Brighton, so you can experience the city's sort of dynamic lifestyle with the support of the university managed accommodation. Here, quickly, are just some of the prices for some of the accommodations. As you can see, it ranges, but yeah, there's more details on our website about what each accommodation offers. Quickly moving on to careers and employability. So at the University of Sussex, we are dedicated to equipping you for the future. That's why we encourage you to engage in skills workshops, connect with industry professionals, and explore part-time job opportunities through our career database. You can take advantage of the expertise of a careers consultant throughout your course and for up to 3 years after you graduate as well. So these consultants assist in planning your career trajectory, refining your skills, and providing guidance on entering specific industries that you may not be, fully aware of the complexities of. There are a lot of opportunities for part-time work on campus as well, whether it's helping out on open days, or like our student ambassadors, Laura and Helen today joining us. There's usually something you can get involved in doing. I will quickly move on to societies. So as you can see, our commitment to providing a rich and diverse experience for students is evident in the extensive range of our societies. So we have over 260 different clubs, and whether your passion lies in sports, political activism, religious exploration, or the arts, you'll find a welcoming community to join. And in the unlikely case that you can't find one of those societies that you want, you can always create your own if you, know some like-minded people. Sports. So as you can see from this list, we have quite the range of sports clubs here. And in addition to all of these sports clubs, we also have two major sports sports centres on campus, a brand new one, where you can actively engage and participate in many different kind of sports from any of these on the list. And there's also one called stool ball, which is only played at Sussex. It's quite a sort of unique blend of rounders and cricket. But yeah, that's a sort of a brief, very quick overview about life at Sussex. I'll hand over back now to Kevin, who will go into a bit more detail about the application process.
Yeah, thank you very much, Simon. So hopefully that just highlighted, as well as being an excellent business school, we have such a great social opportunities here at Sussex as well. Beautiful campus, so close to Brighton and just an hour away from London and 30 minutes from Gatwick Airport. So a great place to study as well. So if you are interested in applying to Sussex, as I say, you have until the 1st of August to apply. We would like you to apply before that, ideally, because of course there are a lot of bureaucratic things that you have to do in order to be with us in time for the end of September. But you do have until the 1st of August, and you can apply to us directly on our website using our postgraduate application system. It's very easy to do so. On any course page that you'll see, you can click the apply tab, and this will take you to a page where you can set up your own portal and set up your own application account. And you will be given a checklist of things that you would need to upload. Some of it's very simple, just some basic personal details and details about your education as well. But we'd like to, the system allows you to upload transcripts, certificates. This is where you would upload your personal statement and your 2 references as well. So the system allows you to add documents as you go, and just makes it a very simple process to make the application to us. Simon, if you could just move along, please. And what you'll see is that as you are going through it, you can track the status of your application. So if our admissions team, for example, make you an offer on the course, you will be notified and you will be able to see that. If there is any more information that we need from your application, like say if we're missing a document or a transcript or certificate, you can upload those to the portal. And you can also do a lot of things like, pay a tuition fee deposit on the portal and your CAS statement. So it's a really simple, convenient kind of application process. Everything you need to do to manage the application is in one place. And yeah, if we go to the next slide, please, Simon. You will all probably be wondering about the CAS process. So the CAS, just in case you're not aware, is what you will need as an international student to make your visa application. I don't want to talk in too much depth about this now, because this is something that it can only be done once we've made you an offer and we have an unconditional offer. But basically, we will act as your sponsor during your time studying at the University of Sussex, and we will issue you the CAS by which you can make your visa application. We do require a CAS deposit of approximately £5,000 in order to issue you with your CAS, but then this deposit is used as payment towards your tuition fees as well. Next slide, please, Simon. And just to say that when you're here, we support all our international students with extensive visa support. So the visa covers the entire duration of your degree. You only need to apply once. Under the terms of your visa, you are also allowed to work up to 20 hours a week. So as Simon was mentioning, we have great career support that can help you find a part-time job and plan for your career after you graduate. And you can work 20 hours a week under the terms of your visa, but no more than that as well. The visa, your student visa, also entitles you to full use of our National Health Service, and we do have a health centre on campus, including a doctor's, dentist and pharmacy as well. And just to say, we've got a great immigration support team that can really help you with any issues you may be having with your visa once you arrive at Sussex. Okay, next slide, please, Simon. And we are, as I said, very lucky that we're just about to start a conversation now with our 2 student ambassadors. But if after this you want to talk to a student who's already studying at Sussex, you can use our UniBuddy platform. You can search for students from your country, or you can search for students who are doing the course that you're hoping to apply to. And it's a great way just to get a student perspective on life at Sussex as well. Next slide, please. Yeah, and just to say, as I said, my job is to help with students who are applying to Sussex or thinking about Sussex. So you're welcome to email me after this seminar at any time with any questions. You can also book a Calendly appointment with me. So you can check my calendar and make a Zoom call appointment as well with me. And of course, if you are working with SI UK, they know Sussex very well and they're in regular contact with me. So they can assist with your application as well. And last slide, just to show you other ways to stay in touch with us or get further information. Of course, there's so much information on our website, but if you want to follow our social media channels as well, that gives you a really good perspective on what's happening on a day-to-day basis. And again, just great for the student perspective. So that's the end of our presentation. Do we have any questions on student life or anything Brighton? I don't think so. So someone's asking about a free scholarship in the medicine department. As far as I'm aware, they don't. This seminar is just about studying business at our Sussex Business School. But medicine, you would have to inquire with the medical school about that. So I don't think we have any more questions. We have some comments, but no questions. So I think we're going to move on to our student ambassadors. So Helen and Laura, if you're still there, hopefully.
We're here.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, we don't have any questions in the chat from the students specifically, but maybe we'll get some now. So I just thought I'd start by asking you both, what made you want to study at Sussex? How did you find out about Sussex, and what made you want to study with us, and how did you find the application process? So maybe let's start, Laura, perhaps.
Okay. So I was living in Brussels before moving to Brighton, and then in Brussels I met one of my best friends. She had studied at Sussex, and I was looking for changing my career a bit and working more in the sustainability file. So I was working in the banking sector before, and since I wanted to do something more related to sustainability, I decided to do my master in sustainable finance. And I think the program at Sussex was quite unique. So I did research with different universities across Europe, and that was the program that suited me the best. And Brighton seemed like a very good city to live in. So that was my final decision.
Excellent. Yeah, as Xiaozhang pointed out, definitely a big focus of our business courses is the sustainability angle. That's something you won't find maybe at other business schools. So yeah, that's something quite unique for us. How about you, Helen?
So I found about Sussex just like from an organization like SI UK in India. I went to this careers fair and they introduced me to Sussex because I was interested in business schools, and Sussex is very high ranking, as you mentioned earlier, in business. And yeah, and I was doing economics at the time, and I wanted to do something that overlapped both business and development and didn't just have focus on either one. And you don't really see a course where they do consider both the business and the development aspect in the same course. So that's how I ended up wanting to do this course, and that's the reason I chose Sussex. And as Laura mentioned, Brighton looks like a very colorful city, inclusive city. So it ended up me being here, and I love it so far.
Excellent. Yeah. So while we're speaking about Brighton, how have both of you found living in Brighton? Do you both live on campus? And what's your experience of living on campus? And also, how have you found Brighton as a city?
So I live on campus, and I love my on-campus accommodation because it makes the travel really short. I just have to wake up 30
5
minutes
minutes,
before class and I can just go. But other than that, Brighton, as like a lot of people mentioned over here, is a very inclusive, very colorful, lots of people, very diverse population, especially because we have two universities in the town. You see a lot of international people, and that kind of mitigates the whole, oh, I don't feel like I'm not in my home country thing. Like you are with a lot of people who feel the exact same emotions. Everyone is just friendly, more enthusiastic to make friends. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I found Britain to
That's the
be.
great thing. I mean, at least 30% of our students are international. So you know when you come to Sussex, you're not going to be the only international student here. Like you say, Helen, everyone's kind of in the same boat and everyone's keen to sort of settle in and make friends, right? Yeah. How about you, Laura? How do you like Brighton?
Well, I'm living off campus, so I'm living in
Okay.
in the center of Brighton. And I have to say it's a really nice city. And whenever I leave my house, I have like 5 minutes walk to the beach, and the seafront is very nice. You can go for a run, go for a drink, or there's always something to do in Brighton. So that's something I really enjoy, and that's why I also wanted to experience a bit this city, having this student life and being not like a small city, but then at the same time having everything. And
Yeah.
so I've really, really enjoyed Brighton.
Yeah, it's a nice happy medium, isn't it? It's not too big, not too small as a city. And yeah, so it's nice to see. So, Laura, you live off campus, and Helen, you live on campus. We guarantee accommodation for all our international master students on campus if you want it. But if, like Laura, you don't necessarily want to live on campus, that's fine too. You're not obliged to be on campus. It's fine to live in the city as well. And so well connected by train and bus to the city, it means it's quite easy to go from city to campus. Just going back a step, how did you guys find the application process, and did you find that quite easy? And how about the information you were getting before you came to Sussex?
Well, I think the application itself, I did it very, very quick, also because I postponed it a bit, which I don't recommend you to do. Um, but because of that, it was very, very quick. I hadn't, well, it was very fast. I remember I did the CAS process and everything in very short period of time, and I encountered no problems at all. So I remember it being very smooth.
Great. And how about you, Helen?
So in my case, as I mentioned earlier, I had a consultancy company that was helping me out with the whole thing. And they really connected me with one of the representatives of the university. So whenever I had a doubt, I could just ask them, which made the process really easy because as a person who is international who have never been to UK, you wouldn't know what something means. So having that someone to represent from the university made it really easy for me to go through the application. And other than that, even if you just mail the international office, uh, I remember at the time they replied in less than. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. So, you know, SI UK, as I said before, are excellent to help you with the process as well. But you're also always welcome to reach out to me as the international officer for students studying in the UK already, what we call UKI students. So, yeah, there's always people to help. It does seem kind of intimidating and scary, especially if you've never lived in the UK, although I think most people on this call have. But still, there's lots of people who can help with the process. So, yeah, and just maybe it'd be nice to talk about I bet this year has felt like it's gone very fast for both of you. But are you thinking ahead now to plans after graduation? Do you guys, maybe I shouldn't be asking that when you need to focus on your dissertation this summer, but do either of you have plans for when you graduate? What would you like to do?
Well, I think that's the key question. And but I think from my side, what I would like to do is find a job in London that is related to sustainability. And I think now after my master's, I think I have all the knowledge I didn't have before when applying, like changing to the file of sustainability. And now I feel like all all what I learned in Sussex is what I need when I see the job description. So, and my plan is to maybe stay in Brighton and then work from London.
Great.
So in my case, I'm also planning on working in the UK, though I haven't really decided which city I want to work in. But I am planning on working in the consultancy field because, as I mentioned, I do have both business and development in my course. and I did economics. So I want to get into consultancy. And there are a lot of firms in the UK as far as my research has gone, but I need to apply to them as soon as this assessment period is over.
Yeah, so that's the great thing about our location. You know, if you want to stay in Brighton, great. But if you need bit more opportunities in London, it is just an hour away. So it is very accessible. And I'm sure most people on the call will be aware of the graduate route visa that's available to graduates of a UK university. And if you are successful in obtaining this, and most of you should be, that does entitle you to stay in the UK for 2 years after you graduate from Sussex and then pursue your career opportunities or do whatever you like really in those 2 years. But if getting career experience is very important to you, that's something that you will be able to build on once you graduate. And yeah, finally, do you have any tips for our applicants either on the call or watching us on YouTube now? Any do's and don'ts, things you wish you had known or things you wish you hadn't done, maybe?
Be prepared for the very unpredictable weather.
Yeah,
Really unpredictable. I have never gotten into the
especially
habit of
this week,
checking my
right?
weather.
Yeah, lots
But
of rain, well, some sunshine, but yeah, it could come at any time, definitely. The weather.
yes.
How about you, Laura?
Well, because I left everything for last minute, I'll say to do the administrative things beforehand and plan it with time. So that would be my recommendation. And then, I don't know, maybe get more info about Brighton, like figure out where you want to live, and I don't know, just
Be organized.
Okay.
be
Yeah.
organized. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah, so that's why I said in my presentation, we do have until the 1st of August for you to apply. But I wouldn't, if you can, not leave it so late because, you know, there's lots of things to sort out with the visa, with confirming your place. So Laura is evidence that if you do leave it late, you can get away with it. It's okay. But
I mean, it was still a very smooth process, and I found it very easy. But it's
yeah,
sometimes very stressful when you leave it last minute.
exactly. So the earlier you can prepare, the better. Yeah, well, thank you so much.
Hello.
That's such valuable insight. Hello. Do you have a question?
Hello.
Yes. Hi. What can we help you with? Do you have a question for the students or for myself and Simon?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Hi there. Do you have a question
How
for
are
us?
you?
Good. Do you have a question?
Yeah. I'm very happy, So yeah, I'm very happy this meeting, and I hope the England life will be happy always, and we never give up like this. Yeah. And thank
Okay.
you, doctor. I'm very happy, and I can't able to describe you. Just I'm happy. Yes. No,
Okay.
just I
Thank you
have
for
one.
that.
Yeah. And
Great.
thank you very much, doctor.
Thank you. Thanks
We
for joining
try
us.
to bring, like this, yeah. And
Okay.
firstly, let me introduce myself.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions?
Hello.
Hi. Do you have any questions for us or the students?
No, I have a question for you about the scholarship. Like, I know you have two. So when I
Sorry,
hear
I can't quite hear you. Could
Good.
you able to
I
speak a
said
little louder?
about the
Okay,
scholarship.
mashallah.
So I
Yeah.
hear about the scholarship and I'm interested in it because this has always been my dream to study in England. So now that
Yeah.
I have heard about this scholarship, there is so many process that you mentioned, like the staying, the feeding area. That is a good idea, but I do not understand some details. I don't know if you don't mind about the application that you will be telling me some more
Yeah, so
about it.
first of all, I think what you need to do is check out the scholarships that might be available to you. So I'm going to put this in the chat. If you could just mute your call, please, because there's lots of noise in the background. And then we will, yeah, if you just have a look at the link there, that will show you all the scholarships available and the process you need to make the application for it. And then if you have any follow-up questions about the scholarship, you can come back to me with the questions. But as we're nearly out of time, I just want to know, is anybody else got any questions? Shagun, do we have any questions from those watching on YouTube?
Just give me a moment. Let me just check.
Okay.
No, not at the moment. We just have viewers.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I think that's all we have time for then, because it is just an hour. Just check. I don't see any more questions in the chat.
No.
Quite a few comments, but no questions. I think that lady that I just spoke to was asking about a Sierra Leone scholarship in particular. We don't have one our country scholarships, but any students from Sierra Leone would be eligible for our more general scholarships. We may be able to offer those. Do we have an MA in theatre or music? I've just seen that. Let me just check. I think we do, but let's just check. So this was more about for business school, but we have some undergraduate courses in that. But unfortunately, I don't think we have anything really too much in drama and theatre at master's level, unfortunately. So yeah, any other questions?
I don't think so. There are any other further questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah. In that case, Shagun, should we just leave it there then?
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining the call. Thank you, students.
Yes, thank you everyone for everyone who participated on the Sussex side, and thank you for everyone, all the people on the call and those watching on YouTube as well. Very nice to connect with you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, bye everyone.
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye. Take care.